prompt engineering was never a real career. Google just made that official. At I/O 2025 last month, Google rolled out Gemini 2.5 Pro and Flash with agentic capabilities that do something very inconvenient for anyone with prompt engineer on their LinkedIn. The models think for themselves. They break down tasks. They self-correct. They pick their own tools. And every single one of those steps used to be what prompt engineers claimed justified their salary. The villain here is not Google. Google just built better inference. The villain is the cottage industry of prompt engineering boot camps, certificate mills, and influencers who sold thousands of people on the idea that learning to write system prompts was a durable, high-income skill. They packaged a temporary interface limitation as a career path, and now the limitation is disappearing. Let me show you exactly why. Point 1. Agentic reasoning destroys static prompt chains. Gemini 2.5 Pro uses an internal chain of thought process that dynamically decomposes multi-step problems without any user prompting gymnastics. You do not need to tell it to think step by step. You do not need 5-paragraph system, prompts with role assignments and delimiters. The model routes subqueries to its own tool, calls through Google's agent development kit. What prompt engineers used to hand-stitch in LangChain with 17 chained templates, the model now handles at the inference layer. The craft evaporated into the weights. Point 2. Instruction following at scale has killed the need for prompt specialists. Between Gemini 1.0 and 2.5, Google's own benchmarks show massive gains on instruction following evals. Models used to be fragile. You needed a specialist who knew that putting the instruction at the end of the context window worked better, or that few-shot examples needed a specific format. That was real knowledge. Past tense. Gemini 2.5 Flash handles million-token context windows and follows instructions placed anywhere in them. The brittleness that created the prompt engineering niche is gone. The niche should follow. Point 3. The job market already moved on. Go look at LinkedIn right now. The listings that said prompt engineer 6 months ago now say AI engineer, ML evaluation specialist, or agent developer. The requirements shifted from write effective prompts to build and evaluate autonomous agent pipelines, implement retrieval-augmented generation stacks, fine-tune domain-specific models. Those are software engineering skills. Those are ML skills. Writing a good prompt is table stakes, like knowing how to use a search engine. It is expected, not compensated. If you are watching this and thinking the industry still needs people who understand this deeply, you are right, and I need you on this side. Subscribe, because the grift is loud and the correction is quiet, and someone has to say it clearly. Now here is the counterpunch. The strongest argument for prompt engineering goes like this. Someone still has to design how humans interact with AI. Someone has to decide what the system prompt says, how the agent is scoped, what guardrails to apply. Fair point, but that person is a product designer, or a software engineer, or an ML ops specialist who understands evaluation frameworks and latency budgets and cost per token trade-offs. Calling that role prompt engineer is like calling a database administrator a query typist. The skill of writing a good prompt is real. The career of writing only prompts is not. It is one competency inside a larger engineering discipline, and the models are eating more of it every quarter. So here is where we land. Prompt engineering was a real skill that emerged from a real limitation. Models were brittle. Context windows were tiny. Fine-tuning was expensive. Someone who knew the tricks could extract genuinely better performance. That window is closing. Gemini 2.5 just shoved it closed a few more inches. The people who will thrive are the ones who treated prompting as one tool among many and built real engineering chops around it. Evaluation pipelines, RAG architectures, agent orchestration, cost optimization at inference time. The people who are in trouble are the ones who stopped there, who built a whole identity around the one skill the models are absorbing into themselves. So tell me, is prompt engineering a skill you use or a title you hide behind?